Hello everyone! This is my first YouTube video. So, as you can tell from the title, this is my Turbulence in DC fan meeting experience. I was able to do the high touch for the second time. So, let's get to it. I got there around noon, and I was okay. I was prepared because I learned my lesson from seeing Fly last year. So I had like food and like my umbrella because it had rained like not even halfway through my wait. Like I was there for maybe an hour and a half, and then it started raining. Um, it was a little disorganized line wise because I got there and then I got behind a girl and she asked me if I had P2 and I said yeah, I have P2. But I don't think the line we were in, it was P2, P3 and P4 like all combined. And I think there were a few P1 people. And then I guess when they said, "Okay, I have P1," and they moved them closer to the front, which makes sense because, you know, they're right up close anyway. So I got there. I got there before Echoes the subculture people did, as well as a lot of other people that got there. Because some people were lining up. Like I had a friend who lined up the day before the fan meeting because she saw some other people had lined up the day before, and she's like, so it made sense. Like, okay, I should be up there. So that was her. I got there because I wanted to be up front of the P2 section. But somewhere deep down, I knew I wasn't going to be. So, I didn't get my merch and my wristband until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Which was fine. I got the t-shirt. I'm probably going to get the jacket too. Because it's actually really... I plan on getting the jacket from the beginning. But I didn't want to pay $55 for it. But I'm going to buy it anyway. So, time goes by so slow. Like, I tried to avoid looking at my phone too much. Because it got cold and it was wet. And then Mark tweeted, "All the GOT7's waiting outside, like, stay warm and, like, don't get caught in the rain." But, like, we're already in the rain, waiting for you. But it was nice that he acknowledged that we were all waiting outside. Because actually, when I got there, a van passed by. And I think they were in the van. Because I got there after my friend did. And she said GOT7 had just drove by us. But I saw a van. No. When the second van came, I'm pretty sure that was them. Because then the van turned around and left. And then there was a third time the van went by. But I didn't see, like, my back was to the road. And I just saw, like, the back and the license plate. So I don't know if anybody was in there. Who knows? 6:15. Well, 6 o'clock rolls around, and P2 is supposed to go in at 6:15. Obviously, that did not happen. I don't think I went inside until 6:30, 6:45, which was fine. Because I was like, as long as I get inside and I get to warm up, I don't really care. So I'm in line with the same people I had been in line with pretty much all day. And then there was a section of P2. I guess they were under the canopy or something. I don't really know where they came from. And they were just as confused as everybody else. So I think how they should have did it, they should have let them in and then let us in. Which would have been a lot smoother because then they were like kind of cutting into the line we had already made. But I was like, you know what? We're all going to the same place. I don't really care. Can I just go inside? Like, some people are like, "I've been standing out here for 6 hours, and, you should be cutting me." And I'm like, we're all going to the same place. Who cares? So, we finally, I'll get inside after going through like 4 different checkpoints to go inside. So the security was like, okay, show us your wristband. Show us your wristband. Have your, if you have bags, you could have whatever kind of bag you want. You could have a backpack, you have a purse, whatever. I had a backpack. It was a small backpack though. Looked through the backpack. Went inside. They checked my wristband again. Then someone from GOT7's team handed me a raffle ticket. Got the raffle ticket. Then I went to the floor. They checked me again for the wristband. I was at the P2 section. But I'm very small for my age. Like, I'm older than what I appear. And I was trying to find like a space where I could like squeeze through, or like somewhere on the end. And I was like, there's just no way. I just can't see. You know? So I was like, okay, if I can't see, what's the point of me being down here? So the venue had like a balcony, and there are people already kind of up there. So the middle section, which was a little further back, was open. So I was like, I'm going there. It's open. You can see everything. I'm going there. So I asked the security guard, how do you get upstairs? He told me. I went up the stairs. They were like on either side of the venue. The venue, wasn't that big, but then it was big at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it. It was a nightclub. So it was like whatever you expect to see if you went to a nightclub. Not that I would know, because I wouldn't go to one. But yeah. I went up the stairs. I claimed my spot. I was there. Show starts. I had this very ecstatic Mark stand beside me. And like when I would record, she would kind of bump into me. So it was like, okay, I couldn't record too much because she would just be all over the place. And I didn't want to have my videos be all, discombobulated and everything. And then there were 2 girls behind me. And one of them, or it could have been both of them, I really don't know. I didn't really look behind me. They were kind of like too close. So I couldn't really like stretch my legs or stretch my back since I've been standing all day. And it could be because there were other people behind them, and they weren't pushing because there was a runway, and then there was like a little they were seating like on like a riser, but they couldn't really see over. Unless you were standing right up front on the riser, you couldn't see anything. Luckily, I was like right in front of the balcony where it stopped, and I could see everything. Show starts. They started with "Let Me" and "Prove It." Then they started asking questions. JJ Project, Jin Young and JB, they did the JJ Cross. It was nice to see that again. It was nice. Yukim did a sexy dance. Bam Bam did TT. I got that on tape, as well as JJ Cross. Then they did Boom, 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 and Just Right. Then they played games. So the first game they played with each other, and then the second game they played with the fans. So everybody got a raffle ticket when they came inside, because we were all wondering like how are they going to do the raffle ticket thing since we don't have seats, because it was all general standing. So all the guys randomly picked a raffle ticket out of the box, and Jackson, Jin Young, and Mark read their numbers. Then JB reads his number. So his number was very close to my number. Very, very close. And when I say very close, I was a number off. from being his partner. So the number he called was 414-872, and I was 414-862. I was so upset. But I was a little hesitant about the game they were explaining because it was an old Korean type game. So it was like you have to keep this. It was like hacky sack, but it wasn't hacky sack. I don't really know how to explain it. So you were like kicking. You have to kick the thing, the hacky, whatever it was. I can't. They said what it was. I just don't remember what it is. And they had to keep it up in the air for as long as how many times. And Jin Young's team ended up winning, hands down. Because Jin Young did it 8 times? 9 times? And then his partner did like 2 or 3. One, 2. She had more than most of the girls did. She had more. When I say more, I mean like 2 or 3. Because everybody did at least 1. So his team won. Then they performed If You Do and Fly. Then they showed a little video that was the behind the scenes of Hard Carry, which I pretty much already seen, but I watched it anyway. And then they did Fly, then they did If You Do, or Mika Hamyan if you want to be technical. Then they had their final ment. So they did their comments about the whole thing. And during that time, I got really lightheaded. I had to sit down. So sadly, I couldn't see what they were saying, but I could still hear what they were saying. Jin Young, he continues to amaze me. He did his entire speech in English. And he did it in Miami, too, because I saw the Miami one. But at our concert, or at our fan meeting, he was like, I always felt bad. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, I wanted to be able to communicate with international fans. So he's been studying English more, which is great. But I always thought he spoke English really well anyway, when he was kind of just not playing around with it, or like if he was told to. So, props to you, Jin Young. I'm very proud of you. I should have said that instead of what I said during the fan meeting. I mean, the high touch, but we'll get to that. So, Jin Young's speech and Jackson's speech really got to me. Not got to me, but like it meant a lot. JB's did too, but I really don't remember what he said. Because I was kind of like out of it when he was talking. I was sitting down trying to get myself together. And then I heard Mark, he was like, I remember coming here to Washington, D.C. for my middle school field trip. And then Jackson said, well, I didn't come here during my middle school field trip, obviously, because, he's from Hong Kong. He's from China. So it's like, okay. So they did that. They performed Hard Carry after their ment. Then they came back and did their encore, which was Home Run. I didn't watch the encore, and I couldn't really see Hard Carry. Like, I got better to get up and, like, try to record it. But it's not the best video, because I couldn't really see. So during Home Run, I went to the bathroom, I got myself together. Then the meet and greets started. So P1, obviously, they had to go first because there were less people. So they went first. It was a little disorganized getting started because they were like, okay, you can't go up on this side because it's too dangerous to go up on the other side. So they went through. I was like, man, when are they going to be done? And then when they're finally done, he was like, guys, we're almost done. We're going to do high touch, blah, blah, blah. So they finished the last group. I saw the last group because I started lining up. There was like 2 or 3 girls. And I was like, man, I wish that was me. Because then, like, all of GOT7 kind of, like, surrounded you rather than they're behind you in chairs. If that makes sense. So, before the high touch started, GOT7 was still on stage. They didn't leave the stage after the photo op because, you know, they gotta stay there. Then they put a table behind, or in front of them. I guess that's for their safety. I don't know if they think someone's gonna jump on them. I've never heard of any of that happening, but it was a table covered with a black tablecloth. And yeah. So they stand in line. Bam Bam waved to our sec. Well, he waved to my side because everybody was coming towards my side in order to line up. So, yeah. Then I made eye contact with Jack. Like, he was looking in our direction, so he could have been just looking out at the crowd. But our eyes met. It was a good 3-second eye contact. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't want someone complaining, saying that didn't happen. You're just making it up. You weren't there. So, hear what you say. So it got started. I was in the second line for the second time during the high touch. So we wrap around. Well, we didn't wrap around right away because the beginning of the line, they were too busy looking at them. So it was a little slow. But then once they got moving. I was able to wrap around, go up the ramp. I wasn't really nervous, probably because I met them before. But I got nervous when I got to the first person, which was Jin Young. And for the past couple weeks, he's kind of been like on my radar, bias radar. So I was like, okay, I have to say something to him. So I said, in a very rushed fashion, I said I love you in a very rushed fashion. And he kind of just looked at me like I had two heads. And he could have smiled at me. I really don't remember. I just remember I made eye contact with him, but it was like he didn't say anything back to me. I mean, it was rushed. I mean, the high touch was rushed anyway, but it was just, I don't know. I can't say I expected more since I was the second line to go through. But I don't know. Then the second person was Young Jae. He was very pleasant to meet. Because the first time I met him last year, I remember high-fiving him, but I didn't say a word to him. Like, at all. I was too in shock because JB was before him during Fly. And JB is my bias, so I was still kind of in a daze when I met him. So that's probably why. But this time, Young Jae was before JB. And Young Jae smiled at me. I said, hi, Young Jae. And he smiled at me. And it was nice. Like, it was pleasant. Like, I remember it. Like, if I close my eyes, I see it in my mind. It was that memorable. JB was after him. And he had on the Turbulence jacket. Jin Young did too. But JB looked more like, I'm ready to go to bed. Because it was zipped up. Or it could have been not all the way, but it was zipped up. And he had the hood on. And then his hair was like really fluffy. So you could tell like, yeah, it's time for me to go. But his was pleasant too. He smiled at me. I said hi, JB, if I remember correctly. And then I went to Yugyum. I said hi to Yugyum. I think Jackson was next. Jackson and I I don't think I said anything to Jackson, and I was supposed to, because during Fly I had a letter for him, but I forgot to give him my letter, and I was like, okay, this is my redemption time. This is the time to tell him, okay, I like K-pop because of you, because GOT7 is my ultimate group. Fun fact, they're the reason why I like K-pop anyway. So it was him and Mark were on, probably After School Club, and I saw them talking, and they were just being themselves. I was like, okay, I have to get into where are they from. There we go. Obviously, I didn't say anything to him because everything was going so fast. Like, I was like trying to keep. I didn't want to try to keep up with the girl in front of me, but I was trying. I really wanted to say something to Jackson, and of course, again, I couldn't say anything to him, and it so pissed off about it. But there will be another time, hopefully, and we'll get to that. Mark was after, or was Mark before, or was Mark after Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't remember who it was. I don't remember Mark, honestly. I know I high-fived him, but I don't remember. I don't think I said anything to him. But I don't remember if he was after Yu-Gi-Oh or if he was after Jackson. I don't remember. And then I remember Bam Bam was last. And I think he said something to me, but I don't remember what he said. He might have said thank you, but I don't really remember. But it went by really fast. I don't remember I don't remember. Fly wasn't that quick. Fly was kind of slow. They were a little more not carefree. They were a little more understanding during Fly because it was their first tour. So they're probably like, okay, we've been here all day or what. I don't really know, but it seems slower during Fly because I remember each interaction with everybody from Fly. Maybe I'll do one for Fly a long time, maybe in another video, and I'll explain it more. For the most part, it was a very fun, entertaining experience for a fan meeting. You got to really see their personalities then from behind a screen or in front of a screen. So it was nice to see them be, themselves. Jackson was all over the place. I mean, I was loving it, but he was just all over the place. Like, there was this one point during the concert, he asked, do they sell drinks here? Because it was a nightclub. And we were like, yeah, they sell drinks here. And he's like, you know what time it is. And I'm like, Jackson, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, it was funny. Like, I was like, Jackson being Jackson, But I was like, okay. I think, like, the other members kind of looked at him like, are you okay? It was just funny. It was fun. It was a fun time. Next time, when they come here, I definitely have to do P1. Because I wanted P1 from the get-go. I wanted that anyway. And I tried doing the contest they had to get P1. But I just wasn't victorious. A friend of mine did, though, for the concert. She was able to get it. So that was good. Good for her. But, yeah. It was a fun time. If you get the chance to see them, whether they're in Korea or wherever in the world, go. It's very fun. I hit everything. I said everything I have to say. I had to recover because someone just rang my doorbell. So for right now, that will be the end because this is almost 25 minutes long. So I'm gonna stop right now. Thanks for watching. You could press the big red button that says subscribe if you would like. You don't have to. I mean, it'd be nice if you did, but yes, please do. And give me a like, thumbs up. If you put a thumbs down, it's your opinion. Then again, you don't have to do that. But So I'll see you next time.